Okay, hello guys, welcome back to another video. So in this video we are going to solve the pattern number 8 of the Striver SD seat. So the question is given on the left of your screen. Given the output or input of 5, we have to print this pattern as your output. So I have went ahead and did put the pattern in a box manner for your own easy understanding. So let's coming to the pattern. What we can see here is that, for let's say, this is the line number 1, this is the line number 2, this is the line number 3, this is the line number 4, this is the line number 5. So in the first line there is how many stars? So also let's see one thing also. I have forgotten, almost forgot to mention that what comes first, the space is coming first actually. This pattern might confuse you that the stars are coming first, but as you see, we go down the lines, the space is increasing and the stars are decreasing. So which means the spaces actually comes first and the stars come second. Now let's calculate the number of spaces first. So in the first line, spaces is in the first line the space is 0, second line space is 1, third line space is 2, fourth line space is 3, fifth line space is 4. So according to what I said, we can, in the previous video also, we created a formula between the number of lines and the input, the number of lines and the input, to create a formula for spaces. Here we can see for the fifth line the number of spaces is 4. So what we can do, we can print 4 spaces. So by doing this, what we can do actually is something like something like this. Can we say the spaces is actually I minus 1? The spaces is I minus 1. Like for the first line, it is I minus 1, means 1 minus 1 is 0. The space is 0 in the first line. As we can see, in the first line the spaces is 0. In the first line the spaces is 0, there is no spaces. So now we have got the formula for spaces. So let's write it down. Formula for spaces, which is I minus 1, where I is the line number, where I is line number. Now we have to create a formula for stars, to print the stars. We have to print the stars, right? Otherwise we cannot finish the pattern. So let's count how many stars are there in the first line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And in the second line, how many number of stars are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In the next line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, sorry, I missed one point. Yeah, I am sorry for the trouble. Yeah, and this works. Yeah. So in the next line would be 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and in the next case it would be 1. So 1 2 3 4 in the first line there is 9 stars, in the second line is 7, so the stars are decreasing by 2. Also we can say that the number of stars are actually diminishing by 2 each every line. Okay, that if that makes any sense. And also, can I say that the number of stars actually is, let's say, what's actually n minus I? For this, can we say that the for spaces for stars, sorry, for stars, can we say that the number of stars actually is the number of is actually 4, so 9, sorry, for in the first line it is 9. So what can we say for 9? 9, what is the what is 9 is really close to 10. 5 into 2, right? 5 into 2, 10. So yeah, and we can also say that 2 minus 10, what can we do to bring this 10 down to 9? We can do I minus I. Okay, it brings us 9. So in the next case, the I doesn't work. For second line, when I equals to 2, it would be 10 minus 2 equals to 8. It doesn't work. Also, let's say 10 minus 3 equals to 7. It also doesn't work, because in the when I equals to 3, there are 5 stars. There are 5 stars in the third line. There are 5 stars. So that doesn't work for us. So what can we do? So let's wipe it down. Clearly it's not working. So let's make it 5 into 2, 10. Can I say I if we multiply I also by 2, then 10 minus 2 equals to 8, plus 1, it's 9. For the case of what do we say, for the case of I equals to 2, I equals to 2, for the case of I equals to 2, this formula, does it work? Let's see. 10 I into 2, i's value is 2, so it would be 4, and 10 minus 4 plus 1 is 7. It satisfies this thing. I when i's value is 10, i's value is 2, then the number of stars that would be printed would be 7, so it satisfies. So we have come to a conclusion of the formula for stars. Here also the formula is n multiplied by 2 minus I multiplied by 2, and also plus 1. So we can write the code like this. Let's make a for I in range 1 to n plus 1. Let's do this. So first, what we will have to print? First we will have to print spaces for j in range. What would be the range of j for the first case? For the first case, the range of j would be, what formula we have actually got for spaces? the formula we have got is I minus 1. So it would be I minus 1. We will print spaces, let's say say that kind of thing. And also let's print for j in range the formula of stars. We have got it for j in range. What's the formula would be? The formula would be n star 2 minus I star 2 plus 1. Print stars, and then let's make a empty print so that the compiler understand that the line is over, and this would be our whole code. So this would be our whole problem and its solution. Sorry. Yeah. So this would be our whole code and its solution. Let's go down to the coding part of the problem. Let's code it up. So first we will have to for I in range for loop n plus 1 until n plus 1. Then what shall we do? We will have to print spaces, sorry, for j in range, sorry, my bad, for j in range, what was the formula for spaces? I minus 1. Print space comma end, and then another for loop would be there to print what? Print stars in the same line. Because we are printing the stars in the same line, so the second for loop will also be inside the first I for loop. Because what does I do? I prints out the lines, and J prints out the contents of each line. So let's do what was our formula for for stars? It was n star 2 minus I star 2, and this would be alongside a plus 1. So let's print the stars also, and as we remember, without end our program will break up into different lines. Okay, as we can see, our code is done. Let's run it and check whether it works or not. It works completely fine. Let's submit it. Yeah, it works. Now I am going to show you a method to do this code in a single for loop. So for that, let's comment out the code. So what do we have here? So we have same number of spaces. First we will have to print the number of spaces. So let's do that. Print spaces multiplied by how many spaces we will need to print? I minus 1 plus how many stars we will have to print actually? Plus we will have to print stars. How many stars will be there? The star count would be n into 2 minus I into 2 and plus 1, and it works. Let's close out the printing bracket. Let's test it out if it works or not. Hopefully it works, and yeah, it completely does. And we did the same part but without two extra for loops, which brings down our time complexity really well. And this would be the best approach of the problem. And if you like the video, you can like, share, subscribe, and ask down any question you have in the comments. I would be really glad to answer you. So with that, it's goodbye from my side, Anubhav.